Can you become a millionaire or at least become wealthy as a wedding officiant? I'm going to answer the question on today's episode of Grow My Officiant Business. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Chad Muncie. Welcome to Grow My Officiant Business. Today I've got a question that someone asked me, and I was like, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to eventually do an episode on it, and today is the day. So someone asked me, do you think it's possible to become a millionaire as a wedding officiant, or at least do you think you can become wealthy as a wedding officiant? And I started diving into it. First, before I answer that question, if you haven't, please subscribe and like this video if you enjoy the content. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's dive right in. First of all, I'm going to answer the question, what is the average salary of a wedding officiant? So to do that, I'm going to go to Glassdoor. A lot of you have seen my other videos where I use Glassdoor because it's pretty accurate information most of the time. So according to Glassdoor, the average salary of a wedding officiant, a full-time wedding officiant, we're going to assume they're full-time, is $64,289. Yes, that's a far cry from a million, but listen as I'm going to build some steps here, and I'm actually going to tell you how you can become wealthy as a wedding officiant. So let's answer the question first. The total pay, according to Glassdoor, which the total pay means it's the salary or whatever they get paid for doing the job, and then there's an extra $18,000 and some change for tips and things like that. The total pay would be $82,398, and that's for a wedding officiant that's working full-time. According to Glassdoor, that's with 1 to 3 years of experience. Now, that's pretty promising if you're a wedding officiant. But I know the question is, can you become a millionaire as a wedding officiant? So let's dive into some other information. The questions come up. Are you in it for the money? Well, no, I'm not in it for the money, Chad, but I do want to make as much as I can possibly make. After all, we're in a business to provide for our families, to provide as well as we can for our families, for ourselves, and all that sort of stuff. I love helping people. I'm passionate about it. So I'm not in it for the money. I hear that all the time. But also I know and I understand that every one of us wants this to be a viable business, and we want to be able to do it on our own and have income freedom. And that's what we're here for. So can it make you a millionaire? The answer to the question, just straight out, and stick with me after I answer the question because I'm gonna do a deep dive into this. The answer to the question is, it's not possible to become a millionaire just as a wedding officiant officiating wedding. However, there's a big however, it is possible to become a millionaire or become wealthy as a wedding officiant who leverages other streams of cash flow and other streams of income. So what does it take to build yourself up? If you're starting, a lot of you are starting and you're like, Chad, I'm at the bottom, or I'm at the mid-level. I'm making 20, or I'm making 40, or I'm making 60, but I want to double that. I want to triple that. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. It is possible to make it into $500,000, make it into $1 million, not just as a wedding officiant, but you have to leverage other sources of income. I do know people who are wedding officiants. They do officiate weddings and they make a great income doing that, but they've leveraged other parts of the wedding industry, and some of them have companies. They have a venue. They have people that work for them. They have wedding planners that work for them. They do full packages. They are a wedding officiant, but that's not all they do. They might have started as that, but yes, they have hit the $1 million mark. So what does it take? After you ask those questions, after you listen to the questions, are you in it for the money? I love helping people. I'm passionate about it. You have to consider that you want to do what's best for you. Every single one of us has gotten into this for a different reason. Some of us are in it because we love to help couples. Some of us are in it because we love the wedding industry. Some of us unfortunately, some of us got in it just because we needed to make money, but then we fell in love with it. My advice is, if you're just in this for the money, if you got in it, you're still not passionate about it, you don't feel it's right for you, and you're just making money on a side hustle income, yes, it's going to do okay for a little bit. But if you're in it for the other reason and you're passionate about it and you want to grow and you want to learn new things, you are a good candidate to learn, become better at what you're doing, to expand yourself, to expand your offerings, to build other businesses in the same industry, to build your little empire, as I call it. So how do you do that? Well, number one, you've got to have work ethic. You've got to be devoted to getting up in the morning, getting your thoughts organized. I know some of us, it takes a little longer than others. Some of us, we got to have our coffee, and it takes a little longer to get organized, but you've got to have a work ethic that is above anything else, that when you get into it, you're going to get organized, you're going to get focused, and you're going to be driven. In order to have more income than most people, you've got to be willing to do what most people are not willing to do. That's why everyone's not a millionaire. That's why everyone is not wealthy. That's why everyone doesn't have an empire wedding business that just is huge and serves thousands of clients and makes hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a year. I got to the point in my wedding business where I wanted to do extra things. I started as an officiant, and as most of you know, I built that up to over $100,000 a year. I was very satisfied with that. I did do other things. I was mainly officiating, but I had people that worked with me, photographers and people that would do video. I had other offerings that I could make full ceremony packages and all-inclusive services, and that's how I got to where I'm at. So it was very fulfilling. I never made it to the $1 million mark. I didn't really care to, because I was making plenty of money and I was enjoying what I'm doing. So number two, what do you got to have? You've got to have a teacher or a mentor or both. Now, yes, I know I am here for all of your wedding officiant needs, your wedding officiant business needs, and I'm going to be here for that. But if you want to be someone who breaks out of this mold that you've been set in, maybe you had a job before this. I don't know how you came into being a wedding officiant. Maybe you retired and you're becoming a wedding officiant now. You've got to break out of that mold, and a lot of that is getting a mentor who has gone before you and done it, getting a teacher. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I offer coaching in the officiant business side of it, but I would urge you to seek somebody, maybe even in your area, that you can go under their wing, so to speak, and watch what they're doing. Someone that has been successful and can become your mentor. Discipline and organization, number three. You've got to have discipline and be able to focus. I keep saying focus, but I say that because the reason most people fail, the reason most people get into this and they say, I can't build my business up enough, I can't make enough money, is because they lose focus, is because when they should be focusing on their business and putting in the extra 2 hours, whatever per day that they need to put in, some of us more, some of us less, they can't focus and they're watching TV or they're on their phone, or they just can't focus and prioritize their business first. And that's a big one. Every day and every week must be consistent. You've got to push through. Here's another thing. You've got to push through the failure. Failure is going to be a part of this. It has to be a part of it. If you're not failing forward, then you're not moving forward, because you're going to fail and you're going to say, oh, that didn't work. And you have to be willing to push through it and try new things that bring success. So if you try this one thing and you fail at it, and you try to do an advertisement and that fails, do another one, do a different one, do it a different way. You've got to be willing to keep putting your best foot forward and trying to find something that will bring success. You're going to fail forward. Positive influences are so big. A lot of people spend a lot of time on their phone. A lot of people spend so much time on social media. I almost said on the internet. which everything is on the internet nowadays. Your phone, your computer, you're all connected. And that's one of the biggest problems is we're always connected. You've got to be able to find in that connectivity positive influence, listening to podcasts, listening to things like this, YouTube channels that are positive. And, people also getting away from the connected aspect of it, people that are around you, unfortunately, sometimes not everyone around us is positive. And you have people that say, you just need to stop, go back to your job, just work all the time. That's not going to work. You're not going to be successful. And if you listen to those people, you will 150% for sure not be successful. You can't listen to those people. You have to have positive influences, and you have to be able to get that out of your head if you hear somebody that says something like that to you. And lastly, number 5, willingness to go against the average. Everyone that is around us, most of the people, not everyone, but most of the people, if you go to the store, you see all the people, a lot of people are just average people. People like to be average because it doesn't make them stick out. They don't like to go against the grain, so to speak. Most people just want to be an average human, have an average job, an average career, live in an average house. And if you want if you want something that is not average, you've got to be willing to go against the average and go against the grain and be able to push forward no matter what. So the answer to the question, yes, it is possible to be a wedding officiant and to be a millionaire. It is not possible, probably, I haven't seen it yet, to be just a wedding officiant and be a millionaire based off of that. But if you want to do it, you can absolutely do it. You can make a great income as a wedding officiant. I know, I've done it. And you can build whatever you want to build. So use this not just to answer the question, but to inspire you to push forward and continuously to look beyond what you can see right in front of you and look beyond what can I do? I know I can do better than what I've been doing, and I'm going to keep doing it. I've got tools and resources for you. I'm going to keep adding tools and resources. GrowMyEfficientBusiness.com. As most of you know, you can go there and you can get the free guide to build wedding business relationships and the quick start guide for officiants. Go there and get those if you haven't already. Join our new Facebook group for professional wedding officiants or those who would like to learn more about being a professional wedding officiant and are serious. I'll put the link in the description. I can't wait to talk to you again real soon. Have a great day.